spoken with me today about a massive war that is coming to Israel. Very, very massive. And the Lord showed me a lot of aircrafts, a massive raid. It's going to be a raid. It's going to shock. It's shock and awe. It's going to shock the enemy. But in that conversation, I was working at a computer. I was trying to connect some calculus and connect it together with some things to do with aerospace and satellites and GPS positioning and then artificial intelligence. I was working on that in the computer in the dream. And then all of a sudden I got a solution. All of a sudden I got a breakthrough, a solution, so it can now be applied. It can now be applied by bombs and aircrafts. And so when I was walking out in joy, right when I turned right like this, I met Michael, the great prince who protects your people. Michael, the archangel, the one that fought the devil, Lucifer, and flushed him out of heaven. And when I met him there, he's huge because where my head ends is where his knee is. And so he had to bend. He wanted to greet me, bent like this and greeted me. And then I explained to him that I made a breakthrough because I was to report to him. Then he said, let's go in and see. So he sits on my right hand side and at the computer I showed it to him. Then after that is when I saw massive number of aircrafts coming to raid after raiding, going back. And I saw others on the left crossing between buildings like this. So it's going to be a massive, massive war coming to the Middle East involving Israel and Iran. It's going to be a shocker. And remember the flame that comes out of there, I saw already in 2005. It goes as far as the left is to as far as the right is. And goes all the way up to heaven up there. And in between there are small flames. This is a historic flame, fire that has never been seen since the earth was created. So a huge fire. And then in between small flames, that's when I knew it's a nuclear explosion. Either knocked out and exploded, or a nuclear weapon is used by Israel. And so this is the war that is coming when Israel will respond. And we are also curious to know maybe Iran will try to respond also in a wave. But I think the first knockout will be so massive that their aircrafts will be knocked on the ground, that none of them will come up. So there's a massive war coming in Israel. It's very historic. And I see a massive number of aircrafts. I don't know whether 30 or 200 that went and raided and came out, and another wave again. So it's going to be really, really a serious war in Iran. The Messiah is coming. For the church, you know that means the Messiah is coming. The Lord is saying you need to prepare because that level of war is a war that will eventually require a peace treaty between Israel and the Arab states. And that tells you clearly that the rapture has happened. I'm not saying that war happens before the rapture or after the rapture. The Bible says nobody knows the day or the hour. But I'm saying when you see escalation about war like that, historic war, then these are the kinds of wars that will demand a peace treaty. And then a peace broker, the Antichrist, will show up. But for now, there is a massive, massive war to take place between Israel and Iran. I've seen a massive raid by a large number of aircrafts, a shock and awe, overwhelming. The Messiah is coming. Thank you.